afternoon, all. On behalf of IFPWD, I welcome you all to the first annual meet, which is AIM 20. Our fabulous journey started at 2nd October 2019, where we conducted many events and programs. We also conducted multi-speciality camps for physically challenged people. Recently, we have also conducted many online events like debates, poetry competition, and yoga competition. Recently, we have also conducted Young Leaders a podcast and Pure Roads a series regarding agriculture. In AIM, we also conducted Nurture, Pandemic, and Tulabara. Now, I welcome all you to the first event of Time 20, which is Healthy Pregnancy. Pregnancy adds beauty to our life. Being born and giving birth adds us the essence of creation, joy, and wisdom. So, it is our responsibility to nurture a healthy pregnancy, right? So, in this session, we are going to see about nutrition regarding pregnancy. As we all know that nutrition makes a vital component for the development of baby.
And organization, I'm from ISDO. Special thanks to Mr. Lasar Rajan sir also. I'm happy to see you all here. A wonderful afternoon to all of you. And today I'm here to share some of the experiences in pregnancy. And I have seen almost 40,000 deliveries in my eyes. And I was into a labor room for almost 3 years as a physio. And and today I'm going to share the few experiences which was held in front of me. And also there are so many myths, as you said, like the peoples, we are in nuclear families now, so we don't know what to do exactly. And I'm here to burst all the myths and exact nutrition what we need to take. And regarding this COVID time, we are in a kind of pandemic situation, so no need to be panic. I'm here to clear all your doubts. Yeah, let's begin our session. While coming to the pregnancy tips, first we'll see about the pregnancy tips. Yes, the biggest asset of the human, the biggest asset of our life is only the pregnancy thing, because nobody will tell what you are going to earn or what you are going to have. It is only about your baby. So the pregnancy is a period of blessed feeling, and also special concerns and special care will be there. It is going to add some meaning for your life. It is a kind of very beautiful phase in your life. There are 3 stages in your pregnancy. We are having 3 trimesters: first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester. Whereas in the first trimester, it is full of changes. Our body needs to adapt with so many hormonal changes. That means our hormonal imbalances. Once we are having some kind of fever issues, we are having we need some rest. It's the same kind of thing is going to happen in your first trimester. The full of changes. You will be feeling morning sickness and feeling exhausted. You'll be feeling nausea, vomiting, and tired. Everything will be going to happen in your first trimester. Why it is happening? It's purely because our body needs to adapt that 9 months. For this 9 months, we are going to be like this only. And that adaptation, our body needs to take that hormonal imbalances and changes. For that, the first trimester is being like full of changes. Whereas your second trimester, once you enter into your 4th month, your vomiting, nausea, and your appetite, everything will be going to be off. So at that time will be your enjoyable period. If you want to go for shopping, if you want to go as an air travel, you can fly also in this period. And if you want to do anything like baby shopping or your shopping, and you want to go out, you want to enjoy whatever you want to do, you can enjoy in this period. You won't feel any kind of disturbances in your second trimester. That means your 4th, 5th, and 6th month. Also in that period, around 18th week, after 18 to 21st week, within that, you'll be going to know that your baby is going to be kick. The first kick will be going to noticed in this period. So the movement will be going to seen, and your belly is going to be become more growing in this period only. And when you are entering into again into your 3rd trimester, after completion of your 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th month will be your, again it's a kind of heavy, because you will be getting lot of weight, almost 10 to 12 kgs. Your baby is anyways your baby is going to be like around only there's 2.5 or 3 kgs, whereas you are going to gain more weight with your placenta and with your amniotic fluids, and more and more changes will be there. So because of that, you are gaining almost 10 to 12 kgs. And so your body will be very heavy, and because of this abdomen widening, you will be not able to sleep properly, and you will be not able to sit, and your breathing will be very difficult. And because of all these issues, your third trimester is also going to be somewhat heavy. So it's time to all of you to enjoy your second trimester. That means after entering into your fourth month, 4, 5, 6 is your enjoyable period. So don't forget to enjoy that time. And what you need to do in your pregnancy? Yeah, you need to go for a regular antenatal checkups. That means once you are testing positive in your cord, after that you need to go to your regular checkups as like first and second trimester. That means till your 6th month you need to go like monthly once. Whereas when coming to the 7th month, 7th month you need to go for 15 days once. And when you are entering into your 9th month, you need to go by weekly once. In that you need to take 1.5 months one scan, and your 5th month scan, and your 7th month scan. These are all your regular scan checkups. In that, the doctor will prescribe you to take vitamins, ions, and also calcium supplements in between them. And why we are taking? We are in lack of this or not? No, this is not a kind of lacking. Yeah, our baby needs enough amount of vitamins, calcium, folic, and hemoglobin, everything. See, the baby will get it from our body. So our body is going to give for our baby. And the thing is, which we are going to lack in these ions and vitamins and calciums, everything after once our baby is born, because our baby will get it from our body. Then what the thing is, the thing is, the women who's pregnant, she is in real need to get all these iron and calcium and everything. So the thing is, you need the iron and calcium supplements, so you need to take it regularly, and have your dental checkups also in regular manner, so that the germs or cavities will not affect you, and that will make you to take antibiotics. And also to prevent that, please have some dental checkups. And you should maintain the good posture. See, once you are pregnant, there will be lot of special concerns, but once you are entering into the posture, like once the baby is growing more and more, anytime you should stand straight only. Your chin should level to the ground only, and your shoulders should drop it naturally. It should not go back, and it should not come front. Your shoulders should be very natural. And whenever you are sitting, you should be sitting very smart. That means your back should be very straight. You can have some back support also. Please don't cross your legs and sit, because when you are crossing your legs, there will be a poor supply of your the arteries and nerves, so that causes more and more poor circulation to your body, so that causes more varicose vein issues and all. So please don't cross your legs and sit. And while coming to the posture, whenever you are lifting any objects, you should not bend like this anytime. Not only for pregnant mothers, anytime whenever you are lifting any objects, you should sit and lift that objects. That is what the right thing for your back. And how you need to sleep? Everybody is saying that you need to lie on only in the side lying, not to lie in front or back obviously no. But why we should not lie like flat? Yeah, when you are lying in flat way, that causes some breathing difficulties for you and for your baby also. Your baby will not get enough oxygen and enough nutrition from your side. It's getting from you, so your baby is not getting that much proper oxygen and nutrition values. So that is the purpose why they are calling, and why they are telling to lie on the sideways. So always lie on your left side. That is good for your heart also. Then if it is possible, you can change to your right also, no issues in that. And while lying on the back, there will be poor circulation for your baby, and oxygen circulation will not be there, and also it produces back pain and breathing difficulty for you. Then what you have to do, you have to be very much hydrated. You should drink lot of fluids. Like liquid is mandatory. How many liquids you can take, it depends upon your weight. If you are like 50 kgs, you need to take 2 liters of water every day. If you are in 70 kgs, you need to take 3 liters of water. So it depends upon your weight. And fresh juice, what are the liquids we can have? Fresh juice and milk, and then milk with dry fruits, smoothies, and your juices, your soups, and your buttermilk, tender coconut milk, then your coconut milk. Yeah, these are the kinds of varieties of liquids. And you need to be very much sufficiently relaxed, and you need to take more rest. If your muscles are like very much tired, then you can have a shower bath. And please do expose to sunrise. Yeah, what the sunrise is giving, even if it is a sunset, we are having an orange color sunlight exposure. In that orange color sunlight exposure, we are getting enough number of vitamin D. So we need vitamin D, and also our baby needs vitamin D, because vitamin D is going to maintain the baby's bilirubin level, which is going to take immediately after the birth. So the jaundice problem and all is going to be controlled by exposure of the sunrise, exposure to the sunrise thing. And get some physical activity. And regarding physical activity, the thing is, yeah, you need to go for walking. It should not be a vigorous thing, and you need to do some antenatal exercise. Yeah, exercise why I'm not teaching here is for everybody's body. There will be different stuffs, like someone will be more flexible and someone will be more stiff. And you'll be doing so many physical activities every day, and somebody will not do any activities. They, if it is IT people, you will be sitting and doing a kind of job. And everybody's body depends upon the thing. So the exercise will be going to be a kind of individual session. So that's why I'm not mentioning any antenatal exercise here, because while you are doing any kind of wrong exercise, that is the biggest harm to your baby and your body. So I'm not touching that part. You should do your regular activities what you are doing previously. And you should not take any kind of caffeine products, or any kind of like which we are getting as a bottled ones. And the carbonated beverages you should not take. And excessive physical activities, as I told, everybody's body is different. And you should expose to hot sun also. Hot water bath you have to take. And you should avoid this places with very crowd and without ventilation. Yeah, the thing is, you should not be in 24 into 7 as sunlight exposure, and also 24 into 7 as cold exposure. You should be like manage with both the things. And yeah, the people who smoking, we should not in exposure with them. Then chemicals and with the paint, why these chemicals and paints we should not, it means the thing is, yeah, the fume which is going inside will directly affect the baby, so you should not. And exposure to x-rays and MRI, the rays will harm your baby. And please don't self medication, like don't take any self medications. If it is any kind of feverish means also, you just please go to your doctor. And if it is not possible to go outside, you please consult your doctor through phone call. Otherwise you just contact me, because I'm having so many gynecologists as my friends. I'll give you the numbers. You can contact them and you can ask them and you can clarify your doubts. Please don't take any self medications. And pets with hairs, yeah, if anyone is having any pets in your home, please avoid your pets, because the pet is the thing which is going to do. The thing is, that once you are having the pets, the hair of the pets and the feces of the pets is going to infect your baby inside the womb itself. Once you are delivering the baby, after that your baby is going to be have some kind of infections. So please don't avoid, yeah, please avoid these kinds of pets. And never control your urination, and also thirst feeling. Once you are feeling thirsty, please drink something and please have something. And please don't control your urination. And the common things will be there in your pregnancy. This is because of your hormonal issues. And for that, what can we do? Morning sickness will be there. The thing is, what is mean by morning sickness? It's nothing. We will be feeling so tired, we want to sleep for some more time. This is what morning sickness. So if it is there, please take rest for some time and have some biscuits, which is going to give some fiber for you. And yeah, uh, you just have your favorite smell, or you just have your favorite aromas and your favorite food or favorite hobbies. At that time you will be elevating with your meals. And take small meals, don't take larger meals every time. You should split and eat. Add ginger in your meals, that will be good for this morning sickness. And also vitamin C, that means your lemon, orange, pepper, everything. Then while coming to the headache, please take plenty of rest. When you are feeling any kind of headache, please take plenty of rest. Eat regularly. Small portions you need to eat every time, like 2 hours once. Drink more fluids and clench your teeth. That will be going to help to overcome this headache. And also take a warm bath. Warm bath is a solution for everything in pregnancy. So if it is possible, please take twice warm bath and get a massage from your loved ones. And there will be teeth swelling. And when you are going to travel somewhere, what you need to do is walk often. Like when you are in traveling, you just take some rest between 2 hours, in between your hardly 2 hours once, and walk often. Sit up with feet up so that you can have some triangle shape or rectangle shape stool with you. Carry that with you, and you just keep it in under your legs, and you just have that. Sleep on your left side. Yeah, that's good for your heart. And don't stand or sit up for long time. Yeah, you should drink more water in this period, and avoid wearing tight clothes. Why this tight clothes? Yes, and when we are wearing very tight, even if it is a sari we are wearing with very tight in skirts or panties, yeah, that will be going to affect or harm your baby. So please don't wear tight clothes. Reduce the level of salt in your food. That is going to accumulate more, and that produces some swelling. So please avoid the level of salt. And heartburns will be there. Once you are into third month, heartburn will be there. Otherwise, after completion of your seventh, 8th month, the heartburn will be there. For that, you need to take only frequent small meals, because the large meal will not digest. So that is the main reason. Avoid spicy and oily foods also. And immediately when you are going to sleep, please avoid that also. Like after meal, you need to take at least 2 hours or 1 hour after your meal. You need to go walk, or else you need to do some activities. Then only you should go to your sleep. And have more fruits. Fruits will be going to easily digestible, so you won't feel any kind of heartburns. And yeah, obviously after 5th month you will be feeling any kind of back pains, and it is purely because of weight gain. One thing, because you are gaining abnormal weight, that means in your stomach. So your body posture should be very straight. Use pillow while sleeping, and there is a pregnancy pillows and all. It will be in a shape of C, so that one you can have it in your for your neck, and the other is, it is a kind of C shape. So one will be coming in front of you, and the thing is, you should place your both the legs in between the pillows. That will be helpful for your back pain. Take warm bath, and if it is possible, you can go for hot or cold packs. When in sitting position, you can go for hot and cold packs for your back pain, and get massages also. Yes, then coming to the sleeplessness, sometimes you might not able to sleep in your night time. That is because of the baby's weight. It is growing more and more, so you are not able to sleep actually properly. So because of that, you'll be feeling more tired and more restless in the noons. So there is nothing, you can have an app in your afternoon timings and all. Go for a walk, then you will be feeling very much comfortable, and you will be feeling sleepful. Then take a warm bath for this also, and read some books that will be helpful for your sleep. And hear some relaxing music through your mobile phones, or else TV, anything with that. And constipation will be there after 7 or 8 months. For that, you need to take more fluids, and fruits and fluids, that will be helpful for your constipation. Semi cooked vegetables will be also helpful in your constipation. Greeny leafy vegetables again, and whole grains, like your not going into maida, you can go for your wheat and grain product, will be helpful for your constipation. Avoid bakery products, like your biscuits and your uh, bread and that kind of activity, that kind of products you should not eat. And dryness will be there. So for the dryness, you can have coconut oil, that is most enough. But if you are having any cocoa butter cream or body lotions, you can go for that. Yeah, the thing is, when we are using this kind of cocoa butter or else any kind of lotions, it will harm our baby or affect our baby. It's nothing like that. Whatever you are using, you can use that, no issues. And when to call your doctor, like when we need to see our doctor. Yeah, warning signs is nothing but when we need to see our doctor. Like if there is any vaginal bleeding is nothing but like the same kind of menstruation or spotting, the same kind of menstruation bleeding will be there. Or else any fluids, like amniotic fluid will be going to discharge from our vagina. So fluid will be coming out. How? can we differentiate this amniotic fluid and our urination? Amniotic fluid is a kind of urination thing only, the fluids. But how can we differentiate? We can differentiate it. Our urine will be like whitish color, whereas our amniotic fluid will be a kind of what we can call it as there will be milk mixed with the water. Like when we are having 2-3 liters of water, the milk is going to be mixed in a kind of 2 or 3 drops, means the water color is going to be changed as a semi-white. This is the kind color of the fluid which is discharged from our vagina. A kind of the buttermilk, the color will be like that, and if with a foul smelling will be there. And the thing is, urination means it will be going to stop within 2 minutes or 3 minutes, but the amniotic fluid will be more bigger thing, so it will be coming for at least 5 minutes like that and all. There will be more fluids, and painful or burning sensation when you are urinating. There will be any kind of pain or burning sensation will be there, and baby's peak count will be going to decrease. At that time, you need to check with your doctor. Pelvic pressure, that means your hip pressure. So any pressure in the pressure is there, any pain is there in your back or your abdomen area, you need to go for your doctor. Visual disturbances, severe headache and vomiting, swelling in your face, these are the warning signs where yeah, you need to go to your doctor immediately. And coming to this COVID stress, yeah, we are in COVID, and we are generally the survey American Psychological Association, which indicates there is more stress for women when compared to the men, women when compared to the men. Why the women are taking this much of stress? Yes, it is one thing is because of they are running behind their children and their husbands and their family. This is the main thing, and running behind their office. Once they are getting to the office, they used to think like, what are the things which we forget in our house, like that they used to think. And once they are entered into their home, yeah, they used to think like, what are the things which we need to do in our office. This is what the females is having the capacity of doing so many roles in one at a time. Like they can able to watch a serial, they can able to cook, and they can able to calculate anything, or else they can able to send a message, and they can able to see a child also at the time. So they can able to do multitasking at a time. But whereas for men it is not possible, so that the women is more into stress. And due to this COVID time, that too for a pregnant mother, it is a huge amount of stress. Yes, how we can overcome all of these things? uh, as I said, women are more prone to have stress, and this stress is going to affect them. Absolutely, it's going to affect them through health consequences. Maybe digestive issues will be there, and immunity will be going down. Sleep disorders will be there, and they are gaining more weight, and they will be in anxiety, depression. Everything will be going to come once they are entering into this kind of stress. And what are the top stress for the normal women and also for the pregnant women? Sick family member. If anybody is very sick, we will be into more stress. Money plays a major role. So when we are in lack of money, obviously the stress will be there. And when coming to the personal health, if we are having any kind of issues in our personal health, it is going to affect us. If it is a case of IUA, IVF baby, then we'll be going to have a special care. It is not like we need to take a special care. I'm treating so many infertility patients like within 3 months or 4 months. So they are like very normal, and they won't take any kind of stress for their health. And intimating with relationships, and daily traveling activities, and regarding this terrorism or natural disasters of the world. And while coming to these disasters, yeah, the thing is, the COVID is a kind of natural disaster in the world, and but still we are overcoming. But the situation is not normal, but we are overcoming very normally. We are going out, and we are going every way. Yes, but the thing is, why this COVID and all is going to affect this pregnant mother more commonly? Because you'll be not having so much healthy. Because once your baby is developing, your baby will take all these things: calcium, vitamins, your immunity levels, your hemoglobin, everything. So the thing is, for whom you are taking all the medicines? For your baby, not for you only. because your baby will take everything from you. We can't able to take it from anywhere, so we should take all the kind of medicines. So how you can overcome this COVID stress? Yes, the thing is, you should not see like how many patients, how many people. It is not a kind of cricket scores. So please don't exposure into the social medias like how many patients today. Is there any people near us? It is not a kind of thing. It is not a kind of score. Okay, and discrimination. These are all the topmost stress. And how the stress is working. See, we are having two hormones. One is our cortisol, that is your stress hormone, see here, and the other one reverse to this cortisol is your dopamine. Dopamine is your happy hormone. So once you are into your stress level, that means your cortisol is going to be active, your dopamine will be here only. And once your cortisol is rising, you are into more stress, your dopamine will not work. So your dopamine will be working once this come to this full stop. If it is going as comma, your happiness will be going to be stable. You will not be happy. Your happiness will be going down. So the thing is, your stress has to be calmed down. For that, your dopamine has to be raised. How the dopamine will rise once you are into stress? Your happiest thing, like yeah. When I'm in stress, I used to love coffee. So when I'm drinking coffee, I'll be become very alright. So the thing is, my dopamine will be going to rise, and the stress hormone will be coming down. This is the thing. So at like monthly once, a weekly once, when you are in stress, you can have caffeine and everything. So don't like I'm in pregnancy period, so I should not eat this, I should not take this. It's not a kind of that thing. You can have anything, but the thing is, eating papayas. When coming to the nutrition, eating papayas, not only papayas, your jackfruit and everything. So many people in pregnancy, they won't eat. But the thing is, we can have everything, but there is a time period. Like immediately after your pregnancy till your 5th month, you should not take papayas. After that, papaya is good for your baby's vision. So you can have some 3 pieces or 4 pieces like that. So it is not a kind of issues or danger. So this stress hormone cortisol, once is there in your body, it is going to increase your heart and respiration rate. So it will be going to increase your blood pressure. Some kind of palpitations will be going to come, and this will be going to utilize all the energies, and your digestion, your growth and development, everything is going to be suppressed. So the stress will be going to be directly linked to all causes of the death nowadays, like leading causes such as cardiovascular diseases, and it is more prone to have accidents and all cancers. Cancer is nothing but a new hormone or new cell growth is going to be take place in our body, and because purely it's because of our stress and new lifestyle modifications. Whereas when you're coming to the stress fighting foods, when you are into stress, as like I said, I'm good in my dopamine will increase through my coffee. Whereas the stress fighting foods are there: yogurt, eggs and pumpkin seeds, turmeric, and your citrus fruits, whatever it might be, the lemon, orange, everything, and your water, more water, then banana. These are all rich in antioxidants. So once it is rich in antioxidants, this will reduce your cortisol level. So once your cortisol is becoming reduced, your dopamine will increase, so that you will be becoming very happy. Yeah, how we can manage this kind of stress? The thing is, we can have some time management to reduce our stress. First thing is identify what causes stress for you. Yes, and schedule some personal relaxation time. The thing is, like we need to be relaxed and calm. For that, you need to schedule some time. And yes, and go for some good nutrition. The nutrition, as I said, the stress fighting foods, you can go for that. Exercise regularly. Regular physical activity will have many benefits in our body. Yes, so exercise regularly and sleep adequately, like 8 hours. When we are in our pregnancy, we need at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep every day. So please maintain at least 8 hours of sleep every day. And you can have some music therapy, or else you can go to the spa and you can have something. Yes, and you can do yoga and naturopathies, and doing time managements, your hobbies and your interest, your passion, everything what you are doing, that will be going to reduce all your stress. Yes, and focus on what you control. Yeah, I know what controls me, and you should focus on what controls you, how to divert your minds and all. So limit the exposure to your social medias, news sources, everything. Yes, because in the news we are not hearing any good news as such. Like we are hearing like these people is affected and these people has taken something and blah blah. The kind of things will be there in news and newspapers every day. So please limit your exposure to the social media and everything. Okay. Yeah, next one will be we are going into the nutrition during pregnancy. Yes, if anybody wants water or anything, you can have it. We'll continue the nutrition. Yes, nutrition during pregnancy. What are the main basic nutrients for our body? We need only water. Water is our main basic thing. When you're looking into the pyramid, we are having the triangular pattern of pyramid for each and everybody. The base is our water, and weekly once we need to have sweets. That is the main basic pyramid system for our culture. Though we are pregnant or non-pregnant, our body needs only 6 basic nutrients. What are they? We need healthy fats. Fats means not the unhealthy fats. We need healthy fats, and we need carbohydrates. Carbohydrates is a rich source of energy. Though we are not doing as like our grandparents work, but we are doing something. But we are sitting kind of job, a standing kind of job. We are not going anywhere outside, and we are not doing that much work as like burning calories. But we are doing something. For that only we need to take carbohydrates. We should not eat like thrice a day or 4 times a day. We should not have our white rice and all. And we need more proteins for our body, and we need vitamins, minerals, and also our water. The minerals, which means our calcium and iron. So this is what for all the mothers, like not only pregnant mothers, all the females and males, everybody needs this. And where we are getting all those things, we'll see. And for the pregnant mother, if it is a single baby, yeah, they need more than calories, like 300 to 500 extra calories they need. Whereas if it is a twin baby, you need 550 calories. And the proteins, you need 1 kg extra. That means if you are like 1 gram per kg, that means you need almost, when you are like 50 kg, you need 50 grams of protein. But in your pregnancy, you need additional of 75 grams of protein. And if it is a twin baby, you need additional 25 grams. That means 100 grams total. And calcium, the double the iron. Folic acid is also double the iron. Iron is like 75 percentage. We need more iron. So calcium, when the normal people need only 800 to 1600 mg of calcium every day, the thing is the pregnant mother needs twice the amount of that. And the thing is the twin baby is also in the need of the same thing. And when we are coming into the calcium, this is what about the calcium. And iron is, as I said, 75 percentage, 18 mg what we need every day. But for the pregnant mother, we need plus additional plus 12 mg. So we need 30 mg. If it is a pregnant like twin baby, we need almost 30 to 60 mg, depends upon the body. And folic is like, as I said, double the amount of calcium and iron, calcium and folic. Folic is also like 400 mcg what we need. But the thing is double the amount which we there is a need for pregnant mother. And while coming to the extra calories, yes, extra calories, where can we get and how it will be going to digest in our body? See, the thing is we should not mix our iron and also calcium. When we are taking both the iron and calcium together, it will not absorb and it will not digest. So the use will be nothing. But when you are taking the iron with a good component of vitamin C, it is going to be absorbed twice when compared to the normal iron component. So the thing is you need to take in that way. And nutrient dense values you should take. So you need only 300 to 500 extra calories. So food which is high rich in protein, calcium, iron and folic, this is what we are going to concentrate. And yeah, you should not have this kind of oily or spicy foods, but you can have it in a fish. And you should take this kind of proteins. And egg is good for protein and also for healthy fat, yellow, and also for protein. The white is good for calcium. And this is your yogurt. Yogurt is for your calcium, more amount of calcium. Yes. And when coming to the proteins, yes, proteins, when we are seeing this as amino, When coming to the proteins, we are having complete protein and also incomplete protein. Once you are in animal proteins are all complete protein, animal fleshes are all complete proteins. Whereas the incomplete protein is your plant foods, where we are getting it from all the legumes and your grains, and also from your millets. Everywhere we are getting it as a incomplete proteins. And your complete animal proteins, meat, fish, poultry, eggs, and dairy products, everything will be a complete proteins. So when you are going to the incomplete proteins, that means if you are a vegetarian, you should have more amount of plenty amount of proteins, so that your protein will be going to be complete. And the protein which we are having it as in not only poultry, we are having it as in the spleen of the goat and the liver of the goat. These are all rich in proteins, and also that will raise your hemoglobins in your pregnancy. Yeah, how the combination should be: see, white rice full of carbohydrates, but we should not take that, so we should add protein with that. So when we are combining these two, we are getting both carbohydrates and proteins. And when you are going for the grains, you should take protein with that. And this is not for our country. Yeah, this is a kind of fruit salads. Okay, and this is your curd rice with any kind of vegetables, and this is your vegetables with your fats, healthy fats. Yes, previously what we have know, we know what is the complete proteins. And now I'm coming to the what does mean by healthy fats, where we are getting and how can we take this. The omega-3 fatty acids and all is a healthy fats. Not only these, we are having a number of healthy fats. The coconut oil and ghee, when we are taking very limitly, it will be going to convert into the healthy fats only. Flax seeds and not only flax seeds, through the dry fruits and everything, we are getting the healthy fats. So the omega-3 is good for your brain growth in your uterus of your baby. So when you are going for the fish at least twice a week, that will be good. And then flax oils and omega-3 fatty acids is nothing but where we are getting the supply omega-3 from your fish and your flax seeds. So you can go for that. And once you are not taking this kind of fish, then you can go for this omega-3 fatty acids. Then coming to the calcium, what is the role of calcium in your body during pregnancy? After entering into the 5th month, once you are completed your 5th month scan, your doctor will be prescribing with iron and calcium. Every day morning you need to take iron, and every day evening or night you need to take calcium. Why you are not taking iron and calcium together in a day? Because it won't absorb. The use is nothing. So you should alternatively take these iron and calcium. So that is good for your baby's teeth and also baby's bone, and also for the regulation of your blood supply. That means your cramps and all is not going to be happen, and it allows your baby's blood to clot and heart to beat normally. And the low calcium, if you are having any like low calcium, your baby will be going to take it from your body. The thing is, you are going to be suffer. So you need to take enough amount of calcium from the 5th month onwards. Calcium, as I said, how much we need extra additionally, 1600 to 2000 mg per day we need for the pregnant mother. So when we are taking a reduced amount of calcium, we are more prone to have preeclampsia. That means the blood will be like a variation in the blood volumes will be there in at the time of delivery. So what are the calcium rich foods where we can have this calciums and all? See, we are having it from egg. As I said, egg white is having a more amount of calcium. Almonds, your figs and your cheese, egg and dairy products, your milk and your firm tofu and your almonds, broccoli, cabbage, your fried beans, soybeans, everything is rich in your calcium. So we are having a rich amount of calcium in our food itself. So don't go for additional supplements. When the doctor is prescribing amount, you can take that, but don't go for additionally. You can have a number of foods which is rich in calcium. Important. Iron is also 75% more important. The pregnant mother needs additional 12 mg of iron. So the total mg what they need is 30 mg of iron they need, and that is going to regulate their hemoglobin. That means that is going to make the red blood cells, and that is going to carry some oxygen for both babies and mom, and it is going to make more blood when the mother is pregnant. Yes, anemia, which is a condition in which the body doesn't have enough healthy red blood cells. So anemia is going to become when the mother is having less amount of iron component. Where we can have this iron, yeah, as I said, like this product, no, like fish, sorry, goat spleen and goat liver, that is going to be rich in your iron, and also your pomegranates, beetroots, everywhere, which is in red color, that will be going to give more iron. See, which is going to convert into the blood is what your heme iron. If it is not going to convert it, that means you are non-heme iron. So, which is derived from the hemoglobin, red meats, fish and poultry, which is better absorbed by the body. And non-heme iron means it is not going to absorb as a hemoglobin, but where we can get it is through our lentils, our spinach, and iron-rich foods, fortified foods like that, and all is going to be non-heme iron. And yeah, you can have the iron with vitamin C so that you can have more absorption of iron component, like the spinach juice with the lemon squeeze. Squeeze the lemon into your spinach juice and you can have it soup, whatever it might be. Yes, iron, as I said, you need more than 12 mg you need additionally. So you need 30 mg in a day. Yes, as I said, like vitamin C, which is going to increase vitamin C, citrus, which is containing the vitamin C, that is going to increase all the iron absorption. And containing vitamin C products, when you are taking meat, is going to increase your iron. Whereas the tea, coffee, antacids, milk, and so whole grains and soy, that is going to reduce the iron component. See, the milk is full of calcium. So when you are taking with the iron absorption, iron and calcium won't absorb. So that's why the milk is going to reduce the iron component. And next thing is folic acid. Once you are entering into the pregnancy, everybody will tell, and nowadays pre-pregnancy itself, we need to take more folic acid. So it's not like that. The folic acid is good. For what purpose we need folic acid? The entire pregnancy, to regulate our hemoglobin, one thing. And the thing is, after 1.5 months, we used to check one scan. In that, there is a growth over here. The nerve, which is entering into our spinal column from our neck. So that portion is how it is developing. It is well developed, or else it's developing in a normal way. For that, the spinal defects and all we need to analyze. For that, we need to regulate our folic acids. So the pregnant woman who needs more folic, like 800 mg per day, they should take supplements. Doctors will give you 3 months and 4 months, and somebody whole pregnancy they need to take folic acid. So also vitamin B also. And where we are getting this folic acids? Yes, we are getting it from cereals, and they are getting it from karamani sundal and northern beans, baked beans, spinach, green peas, broccoli, chopped thing, and raw one. Avocados, I think avocado season is now, so you can have that butter fruit. Asparagus is a kind of spinach where we are not getting more over here, but once you are ordered in any palamudur or this thing, you'll be get it over there. But the thing is more rich in karamani sundal, so you can have that at least weekly twice. And as I said, the fluid is more important. You need to like drink more water, because that water is going to be converted into your baby's amniotic fluid. So the fluid level is more important at the time ending of pregnancy. So once you are entering into the 8th, 9th month, your fluid volume plays a major role in your delivery. So please have more amount of water, and that is going to prevent less constipations. Avoid caffeine and also alcohol. So once somebody is taking alcohol and caffeine, please don't go or enter into them. And the thing is, regarding nutrition, but everybody is having a doubt, like how many times we need to eat. That is the major doubt in the nutrition. The thing is, everybody will eat according to, some people eat like 2 idlis, and somebody will eat 3, and somebody will have 4. Yeah, the thing is, make a fist, and your fist will show like how much you need to eat. This is the quantity for one time, and during pregnancy you can have it for 6 times. So one time you can have a coconut milk and buttermilk, and then yogurt, and then yogurt with poriyal. And once you are taking as a morning breakfast, once you are drinking any liquids in the morning, after that have your breakfast, this much of quantity around 10 o'clock. Then go for fruits in another your 11 o'clock. And in 1 o'clock, you just have only one poriyal with your carbohydrates. That means your white rice with your dal. And please don't go for curd and rasam, everything. Don't go for full meals, because your belly is growing more and more. You'll be shrugging all your these things, stomachs and every parts will be going to be reduced in the size. So that's why you are feeling like more times of urination it's coming for you. So the thing is, you need to reduce the size of the meals. So only go for this, and after 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, you can have one more curd rice or rasam, anything. You can have it one more times, or else you can have this proteins like pachapairu sundal, like that kind of things you can have it. Then around 7 o'clock, you can go for again soup, or else you can go for dinner. Then you can have soup. And whoever is having any kind of appetite in your night time, that means you are having any kind of appetite in your night, please eat something. Don't sacrifice your appetite with only with the water or bananas, like that. Please have something. Be ready with you with your room itself. Please take it with your box and be ready with you, and have it at that time whenever you are feeling appetite in your night time. This is what regarding nutrition during pregnancy. And there is one more doubt regarding myths and facts. Yes, I'll clear you. Many people will ask, like, can we have air travel during our pregnancy? Yes, absolutely. After 3 months, you can fly in your air travel. Caffeine, yeah. I said strictly caffeine is not good for pregnancy, but I said like it's my dopamine stimulator, so I'm going to have it. Yes. See, the fine, like per day 3 or 4 coffees telling, please don't drink caffeine, please don't drink tea, you need to drink only milk, otherwise milk secretion will not be there. It's a kind of myth. You can have caffeine at least once a day, like 2 sips. So if it is going to be a dopamine stimulator, then once you are not into this caffeine, so I'm not drinking any coffee, I'm not taking any kind of coffee, I'm not taking any tea, I'm not taking this and that because of this pregnancy, that will produce any some kind of stress for you. So please don't be like that. And cheese, yeah, pasteurized and unpasteurized, two kinds of cheese will be there. It's good when you are taking as a pasteurized, not go for unpasteurized one. Smoking, yeah, obviously for Indian peoples we are not smoking, but the thing is the male is going for smoking. So you should not exposure with a male who is smoking. Better please come out in that situation. And yeah, using condoms is good for pregnancy. No, it's not good for during pregnancy. Drug abuse, it's absolutely not good. Omega-3 fatty acids, this is good for baby's vision. But the thing is, yes, when you are taking omega-3 fatty acids, you can have it as a fish. When you are a pure vegetarian, then you can go for this omega-3 fatty acids or flax seeds. And regarding the cleaning works, it can wait, no issues or no urgent to do all these kind of cleaning agents, because the aromas is not good for you and for your baby. So please avoid all these things like painting, painting, oily things, and your toilet cleaning activities, and your pets, everything you just avoid during this. Yeah, there's also, yeah, this is like cockroach killer and your mosquito sprays, everything can, mosquito controls, everything can wait during this time, because the aromas are not good for you and for your baby. Yes, regarding the nail polish, and regarding the threading, eyebrow threading, and regarding the nail polish, and regarding our makeup products, cosmetics, everything. The thing is, we can use this with proper ventilation. The aroma is not good actually. So you can have it in open space. So the aroma will not disturb you anymore. And regarding the threading and waxing and everything, that causes some pain for your body. And that pain is going to be there with your baby also. So that is the main reason why they are telling don't to go for this waxing and threading everything. And also the cosmetology, whatever it is, the products. Okay. And this is alcohol. Absolutely, we are not using in our country. The same concentration will be going and affecting to our baby. So please don't go for this alcoholic thing. And this is the paints. The smell of the paint will be there for almost 2 days or 3 days, and that will cause some internal temperatures, that will raise our body temperatures, and that will harm to our eyes and nose and everything. So don't do painting works and all. That's the reason why the previous peoples, they used to tell like, don't shift your house when you are pregnant, because there will be lot and lot of works, no? So that is the main reason which they have told. Yeah, pets we should not do because the pet's feces will be going to infect your baby more. When your baby is delivering, your baby will be delivering with a kind of disease. So pets you should not. And raw meat also you should not. It should be fully cooked. Tobacco you should not. And drinking water is most essential. Yeah, plastic thing you can avoid, and you can have it with silver or glass thing. And copper is also good. The same quantity it will be going to take. Yeah, I think this is what for today. Any doubts?
Ma'am, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Dinesh, ma'am. Ma'am, that was an awesome presentation, ma'am. Especially on the do's and don'ts, the clearance, ma'am, and it's the best part in the presentation, ma'am. And regarding the questions, we got interesting questions from a registration form itself, ma'am. Can we go for the first question, ma'am? Ma'am, first question is how to have normal delivery. அதாவது அவங்களுக்கு வந்து நார்மல் டெலிவரிக்காக நிறைய டிப்ஸ் கேட்டிருக்காங்க. The same person asked in a chat box, will Kegel exercise and breathing exercise help in normal delivery? Any natural food intake which helps normal delivery apart from walking? அவங்களுக்கு an explanation வேணும்.
Yeah, sure. Walking is good actually. Kegel's exercise, why I'm not mentioning any exercise over here, because everybody's body will be different, so that's why I'm not explaining any exercise. But once they are knowing what is Kegels, then I can explain it. Kegels is nothing but they need to contract their vaginal muscles, and they need to hold it for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then they need to relax it. That is what Kegels. So Kegels is good for normal delivery, and that will be going to reduce all the kind of incontinences and all. Like the people who's into pregnant, they will be more urgent to go for washroom, one thing. And the second thing is when they are lifting the weight or laughing more or coughing and sneezing, they used to get urination. A drop of urine will be leaking. So the Kegels exercise will be good for that. And also when it is not good for normal delivery, when the people is undergoing for normal delivery, at that time our muscles are very small muscles. This will be our vaginal muscles, and this will be our vaginal opening. Through this opening our baby will not come. So for that what happens, they need to give one injection, local injection over there, and they will cut some area laterally or medially. So at that time our perineal muscles over there, which we are calling it as perineal muscles, the perineal muscles here won't be there at that time. So that is the main reason why we are doing Kegels exercise. And the exercise regarding pregnancy is what you need to start it from after completion of your 4th month. There is some protocol. You should not concentrate on your tummy itself. You should concentrate everywhere, like one, not only tummy, the cot where you are going to lie down, you should hold your cot like this. So your whole neck exercise, shoulder, your body, elbows, and your chest and your lower back, everywhere you need to go concentrate in your exercise. Duck walk and squat walk and the butterfly exercises, there are so many exercises. The thing is, you can go for walk. That is the main thing. And once you are going into this kind of walking and all and climbing stage, that is also good. And do some activities like with the squatting things before 9th month. That will be good for the normal delivery. And regarding the food, take plenty of fluids. Regarding food, that is not going to control your normal deliveries. The thing is, you can have it for the freeness of your body. So for that you can have more fluids. That is my most wonderful thought to overcome this delivery pain and everything. So you can have more fluids and go for milk and orange juices, especially. The vitamin C is going to control your mood swings and elevation of your anger and all. So you can have this orange juice every time. Yeah.
Thank you for a wonderful explanation, ma'am. And now we have second question. Like இப்போ ரீசெண்டா வாட்டர் பர்த்ன்ற கான்செப்ட் ட்ரெண்ட் ஆயிட்டு வருது. ஸோ அது வந்து சேஃபா எப்படி கொண்டு போக முடியும்? இஸ் இட் சேஃப் ஃபார் ஆல்? ஸோ அதை பத்தி தான் மேம்.
Sure. Yeah, water birth is nothing but aquatic birth. இது முதல்ல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா not previously இவ்வளோ பாப்புலரா நம்ம கண்ட்ரில இல்லை. It was very popular in abroad. But இப்பதான் நம்ம இங்க பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கோம். In India and all, we are launching nowadays. இப்பதான் அந்த ஆக்டருக்கு எல்லாமே நம்ம ரொம்ப காமனா இப்ப பார்க்க ஆரம்பிச்சோம். ஸோ வாட்டர்ல என்ன இருக்கும்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, அது ரெசிஸ்டன்ட் won't be there that much. ஸோ இங்க வந்து நம்ம ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டு புஷ் பண்ண வேண்டிய ஒரு டெலிவரி ஆஸ்பெக்ட் வந்து, whereas in your this thing, in your water birth, ரொம்ப ஈஸியா அந்த புஷிங் வந்து ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருக்கும் உங்களுக்கு. ஸோ the pushing will be very easy. There will be no resistant kind of things, like the baby will come out very easily in the thing of water births. Vagina will be very easily going to dilate in a kind of water, and moreover your body will be not going to any kind of stress or strain in the case of water birth. So aquatic birth is very good actually, but the thing is we are not having so many practitioners in India. So once you are consulting with a doctor who is doing an aquatic birth, then it's very good. The practitioner is already she is having any previous experiences with the aquatic birth, then you can go for it. Aquatic birth, it's good actually when compared to the normal vaginal delivery. This is the kind of இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் அட்வான்ஸ்டு டெக்னிக்ஸ் நம்ம சொல்ல முடியும். அந்த மாதிரி தான் நம்ம aquatic birth எல்லாம் சொல்லலாம்.
Thank you, ma'am.
And please don't try it by yourself. Yeah, please get a suggestion with your doctor, and you should go with the experienced doctors. Yes.
மேம் அப்புறம் தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் த எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன் மேம். இப்போ சேட் பாக்ஸில் ஒருத்தர் கேட்டிருக்காரு, லைக் ப்ரெக்னென்ட் உமன் ஆர் நாட் அலோவ் டு கோ அவுட் டியூரிங் சோலார் எக்லிப்ஸ். இது வந்து மித்தா இல்லை ட்ரூவான்னு கேட்டிருக்காரு மேம்.
Obviously it's a kind of myth. Like இது ஏன் மித்துன்னு சொல்றோம்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, லைக் pregnant mother in the kind of solar eclipse, we are not only asking them to go out, don't go out, we are not allowing them to eat, we are not allowing them to do any kind of activities. The thing is, the rays are coming, the rays are passing out, that is true, but the other additional things unwantedly or a purpose, without any purpose, they should not go out. But with the proper glasses and all, they can able to see the solar eclipse and all. There is no absolute error in that. Once they are into like எல்லாமே வந்து செஞ்சு முடிச்சாலுமே அது வாஷ் பண்ணி சோலார் எக்லிப்ஸ்க்கு அப்புறம் அது எல்லாமே கிளீன் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் சமைக்கணும், அதுக்கப்புறம் சாப்பிடணும், அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் எங்கேனாலும் வெளியே போகணும், அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் தண்ணி கூட குடிக்கணும், அதுக்கு முன்னாடி எல்லாம் பண்ணிக்கோங்க அப்படின்னா, see for the pregnant mothers, they are like for 3 months or 3 hours or 4 hours when they are into fasting, for sure they will get some kind of painting and மாதிரி எல்லாம். Then once you are going to the doctor, then the doctor will scold you. So அது பாக்குறதுக்கு மட்டும்தான் we should take some precautions. தவிர நம்ம சாப்பிடுறதுலயோ வெளியே போறதுலயோ it's not like that kind. So ஐஸ் வந்து it is going to affect the rays. So அதுக்காக நம்ம ஐஸ்க்கு வந்து என்ன வேணுமோ அது போட்டுக்கிட்டோம்னாலே போதுமானதா இருக்கும். It's not going to affect your baby's body through movement on. Yes.
Thank you for the explanation, ma'am. And next question is like shape of the belly வந்து பிறக்க போற குழந்தை ஆனா பெண்ணான்றது predict பண்ண முடியுமா?
No, obviously it's a myth. Like ரொம்ப குமாச்சியா ஷார்ப்பா இருந்தா பாய் பேபி, பெருசா இருந்தாதான் கேர்ள் பேபி அப்படின்லாம் சொல்றாங்க. இட்ஸ் அப்சல்யூட்லி மித். இட்ஸ் a kind of like நம்மளுடைய பேபி ஷேப் வந்து உள்ளுக்குள்ள எப்படி வேணாலும் மாறிட்டே இருக்கும். நம்மளுடைய லைக் ஜெனட்டிக் வைஸ்ல அம்மாக்கு வயிறு சின்னதா இருந்திருந்தா கூட நமக்கு வயிறு சின்னதா இருந்திருக்கலாம். அந்த மாதிரி மேபி நம்ம சாப்பிடுற ஃபுட்ஸ் எல்லாம் நல்லா தான் உள்ள போயிட்டு இருக்கும் பேபிக்கு. சம் பேபிஸ் லைக் ரொம்ப சின்னதா இருப்பாங்க, பட் தே வில் பி வெரி மச் ஹெல்தி. ஸோ அதனால வெயிட்டோ இல்ல அந்த சைஸோ ஷேப்போ இட்ஸ் நாட் கோயிங் டு ப்ரெடிக்ட் த பேபிஸ் ஹார்மோன் திங். அண்ட் த திங் இஸ் பேபி ஹார்மோன் பத்தி சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னா, ஒன்ஸ் வென் வி ஆர் புட்டிங் த காட் டெஸ்ட் அதுல பாசிட்டிவ்ல வரும்போதே பேபியோட ஜெயின் என்ன boy baby or girl baby, baby's eye color and hair color and also their skin color is going to be a thing. அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம predict பண்ணிக்க முடியும். அதை தவிர நம்ம வந்து லைக் பேபியோட குங்குமப்பூ சாப்பிட்டா பண்ண முடியும், அந்த மாதிரி இதை வச்சுலாம் predict பண்ணிக்கலாம்னு சொல்றது everything is a kind of myth.
Okay ma'am, thank you so much.
Thank you ma'am. அப்புறம் இது ஒரு பர்சனல் क्वेश्चन ma'am, like I have heard this thing, pregnancy timeல வந்து சீ ஃபுட் அவாய்ட் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அது வந்து ஒரு மித்தா இல்ல?
Yeah, I need to tell that சீ ஃபுட்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பா அவங்க வந்து டீப் சீ ஃபுட் வந்து அவாய்ட் பண்ணணும். Actually it's a good question. I forgot to tell you this thing. Deep sea ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா ரொம்ப ஷார்க் அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிற ஃபிஷ்ல வந்து there is a kind of mercury level. நம்ம இப்ப குடிக்கிற ஆரோ வாட்டர்ஸ்ல எல்லாமே மெர்க்குரி இருக்குன்னு சொல்றாங்க. சோ அந்த மாதிரி மெர்க்குரி லெவல் வந்து அதுல இருக்குங்கிறதுனால we should avoid the deep sea fishes. But instead of that நம்ம மேல லைக் கடல் மீன்லயே மேல கடிக்கிறது இல்ல டேம் ஃபிஷஸ் அதெல்லாமே நிறைய எடுத்துக்கலாம். வீக்லி ட்வைஸ் they need to take fishes actually.
Thank you ma'am.
Okay ma'am, and then next question வந்து பல்ஸ் வச்சே வந்து பிரெக்னன்ட் இருக்காங்களா இல்லையான்றத நம்ம வந்து ப்ரெடிக்ட் பண்ண முடியுமா? பல்ஸ் ரேட் பார்த்து?
No, obviously single pulse தான் கண்டிப்பா தெரியும், but pulse rate will be more லைக் நம்மளுடைய பல்ஸ் ரேட் எப்படி இருக்கும்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா 74 நார்மல் எக்ஸாக்டா 74 இருக்கணும். பட் 70ல இருந்து 80க்குள்ள இருந்தோம்னா நம்ம சிங்கிளா இருக்கும்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். whereas if it is beating very fast like 100 108 அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் போகுது நம்ம பல்ஸ்ல அப்படின்னா then we can assume that we are pregnant அப்படிங்கிறது நமக்கு தெரியும். சோ அது பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த இடத்துல பார்க்கும்போது இந்த தம் சைட்ல இங்க கை வச்சு பார்க்கும்போது நம்மளுடைய பல்ஸ் ரேட் நமக்கு பால்பபிளா இருக்கும். அது ரொம்ப ஃபாஸ்டா பீட் பண்ணுதுன்னா தெரியுமே தவிர ட்வைஸ் அதுல 2 பல்ஸ் எல்லாம் கேட்குங்கிறது கண்டிப்பா மித்து. பட் the pulse rate will be more. That is actually the true thing, fact.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. அடுத்து chat boxல வந்து
I think we are having some more.
Yes, ma'am. அதான் மேம் chat boxல வந்து ஒருத்தன் கேட்டிருக்காங்க. Can you please give some details about pre-eclampsia? How to identify and take measures when delivery is nearing?
ஓகே, ப்ரீ-எக்லாம்சியா வருது அப்படின்னா அவங்களுடைய பிபி வேல்யூஸ் கண்டிப்பா நார்மலா இருக்காது. டியூரிங் பிரெக்னன்சி ரொம்ப டென்ஷனா ரொம்ப ஹைப்பர் டென்சிவா இருந்தாங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு ப்ரீ-எக்லாம்சியா வர ஆரம்பிக்குதுன்னு கண்டுபிடிச்சிக்கலாம். ப்ரீ-எக்லாம்சியா இஸ் நத்திங் பட் ஃபிட்ஸ் வர்றது பிரெக்னன்சி டைம்ல. ஸோ உங்களுடைய பிபி நல்லா நார்மலா ரெகுலேட் பண்ணிட்டு சுகர் 5th மந்த்ல டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க, பிபி செக் பண்ணுவாங்க எவ்ரி மந்த். அது எல்லாமே நார்மலா ரெகுலேட் பண்ணி வச்சுட்டே இருந்தாங்கன்னா ப்ரீ-எக்லாம்சியா அந்த ஃபிட்ஸ் வந்து வரவே வராது டியூரிங் பிரெக்னன்சி டைம். ஸோ அதுலேயே அதை அவங்க ரெகுலேட் பண்ணி கொண்டு போயிட்டாங்கனாலே ஓகே. இல்லை இவங்களுக்கு சுகர் வேல்யூ அதிகமா இருக்கு 5th மந்த்ல டெஸ்ட் பண்ணும்போது, இல்லை பிபி அதிகமா இருக்குன்னா டாக்டர்ஸ் அந்த டைம்லயே மெடிகேஷன்ஸ் கொடுக்க ஆரம்பிப்பாங்க. அப்ப இருந்து அதை எடுத்துட்டாங்கனாலே போதும். ப்ளீஸ் டோன்ட் டேக் மோர் ஸ்ட்ரெஸஸ் தட் இஸ் கோயிங் டு பி இன்டியூஸ் தி எக்லாம்சியா திங்ஸ் அண்ட் ஆல் இன் அவர் பாடி. Please avoid any kind of stresses. Let it be. It's going to be happen anyway. So let it be. Be cool. After once you are having all the healthy baby, then we can face any problems, whatever it might be.
ஓகே மேம். மேம் அப்படியே ப்ரீ-எக்லாம்சியா இருந்துச்சுன்னா ஒரு டவுட் இருந்துச்சுன்னா லைக் ஃபுட் ஹேபிட்ஸ் எந்த மாதிரி எடுத்துக்கலாம்னு சொல்றீங்க?
ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் கம்மியா இருக்கிற மாதிரிங்கும் போது ஆன்டி ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் ஃபுட்ஸ் எல்லாமே எடுத்துக்கலாம். மோர் வாட்டர், மோர் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ஃப்ளூயிட்ஸ், பனானாஸ் அண்ட் யோர் விட்டமின் சிஸ் லைக் ஆரஞ்ச், லெமன் அதெல்லாம் அதிகமா வர மாதிரி எடுத்துக்கிட்டாங்கன்னா ப்ரீ-எக்லாம்சியா நல்லா கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண முடியும். தென் சீசனல் ஃப்ரூட்ஸ், கோ ஃபார் சீசனல் ஃப்ரூட்ஸ். லைக் இந்த சீசன்ல இப்ப பாத்தீங்கன்னா கொய்யா அதிகமா கிடைக்குது, சீதாப்பழம், முள் சீதா அதெல்லாம் அதிகமா கிடைக்குது. Go for seasonal fruits that are actually good for the pregnancy, entire pregnancy. That will avoid all these kind of pre-eclampsia, pressure, hypertension, and diabetic everything.
Ma'am, and final question: is it necessary to take COVID test before admission during delivery?
Yeah, it's mandatory because என்னுடைய ஒரு எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் இப்ப நான் சொல்றேன். ஒரு பேஷண்ட் லைக் நார்மலா செக்அப்க்கு வந்திருக்காங்க, ருட்டீன் செக்அப்க்கு வந்திருக்காங்க. ருட்டீன் செக்அப் அந்த பேஷண்ட்க்கு லைக் கோவிட் டெஸ்ட்லாம் அவங்க பண்ணல, ருட்டீன் செக்அப் தானேன்னு சொல்லி பார்த்தப்ப அதுக்கப்புறம் அவங்களுடைய வாட்டர் லெவல் கம்மியா இருந்திருக்கு. நான் சொன்ன அம்னியாட்டிக் ஃப்ளூயிட் அந்த லெவல் கம்மியா இருந்ததையும் டாக்டர்ஸ் வந்து அட்மிஷன் போட்டு ஒரு 1 day ட்ரிப்ஸ் கொடுத்து பார்க்கலாம். வாட்டர் லெவல் அதிகமாயிருச்சுன்னா டெலிவரி பண்ணிடலாம், இல்ல வாட்டர் லெவல் கம்மியாவே இருந்ததுன்னா தென் அதுக்கப்புறம் சி செக்ஷன் தான் பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும்னு சொல்லிட்டு அட்மிஷன் போட்டாங்க. வாட்டர் லெவல் இன்டியூஸ் பண்ணி பார்த்தாங்க த்ரூ தி ட்ரிப்ஸ். இன்டியூஸ் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறமும் வாட்டர் லெவல் பேஷண்ட் ஏறவே இல்லை, அதே அளவுல இருந்ததுனால 38 weeks கம்ப்ளீட் ஆனதுனால டெலிவரி பண்ணிடலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு நார்மல் டெலிவரிக்கு வெயிட் பண்ணலாம், இல்லைன்னா சி செக்ஷனுக்கு பிளான் பண்ணலாம்னு சொல்லி நார்மலுக்கு பார்த்துட்டு இருக்காங்க எப்படி இருக்கு. ஸோ அட்மிஷன் போட்டுட்டீங்கல்ல, நெக்ஸ்ட் ட்ரிப்ஸ் போயிருக்குல்ல, நீங்க ஒரு கோவிட் டெஸ்ட் எடுத்துட்டு வந்து நீங்க வந்து டெலிவரி பார்க்க ஆரம்பிச்சிடலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு கோவிட் டெஸ்ட் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. அன்பார்ச்சுனேட்லி இந்த பேஷண்ட் இஸ் கோவிட் பாசிட்டிவ். லைக் இப்போ அவங்கள பார்த்த எவ்வளவு டாக்டர்ஸ் அவங்கள பார்த்திருப்பாங்க, எவ்வளவு நர்சஸ் அவங்கள பார்த்திருப்பாங்க. பிகாஸ் ஒரு நாள் ஃபுல்லா அவங்களுக்கு ட்ரிப்ஸ் போயிட்டு இருந்திருக்கு. அந்த 1 dayல பகல்ல பார்த்த டாக்டர், ஈவினிங் டாக்டர், நைட் டியூட்டி டாக்டர், அப்புறம் சோ மெனி சிஸ்டர்ஸ் நர்சஸ் கொடுத்த கேர், அப்புறம் அவங்களுக்கு ஒர்க் பண்ண ஸ்கேவெஞ்சர்ஸ்ல இருந்து ஹவுஸ் கீப்பிங் பீப்புள்ஸ்ல இருந்து எல்லாருக்குமே அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த கோவிட் டெஸ்ட் எடுக்க வேண்டியதா போச்சு. ஸோ இது வந்து என்னுடைய பர்சனல் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்ல கண்ணார பார்த்தது. ஸோ அதனால சிம்டம்ஸே இல்லாம நிறைய கோவிட் பேஷண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கிறதுனால கண்டிப்பா பேஷண்ட்ஸ் கோவிட் டெஸ்ட் எடுத்தே ஆகணும். பிரெக்னன்சி பீப்புள்ஸ் வந்து பேஷண்ட்ஸே கிடையாது. ஸோ பிரெக்னென்ட் பீப்புள்ஸ் எல்லாருமே மதர்ஸ் கோவிட் டெஸ்ட் எடுத்து அட்மிட் ஆகிக்கிறது ரொம்ப நல்லது. கூட யாராவது ஒருத்தர் இருக்கிறவங்களும் கண்டிப்பா கோவிட் டெஸ்ட் எடுத்துக்கிறது பேபிக்கு ரொம்ப நல்லது. பிகாஸ் வித்வுட் சிம்டம்ஸ் இந்த மாதிரி அவங்க கூட இருந்தாங்கன்னா that is going to affect both the mom and baby. So please don't take any risk. It's mandatory to take COVID test.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for the explanation, ma'am. Now viewers, it came to the end. In the session உங்களுக்கு கண்டிப்பா யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும் நம்புறோம். And we also want to provide a lot of future events like this. அப்புறம் ma'am, I want to extend my biggest thanks to you, ma'am, our chief guest today. Ma'am, இந்த ஸ்பீச் கண்டிப்பா டெஃபினட்டா நிறைய பேர் ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். So thank you so much, ma'am. And audience, உங்களுக்கு போனஸ் லைக் ஃப்ரீயா 1-on-1 ஆன்டிநேட்டல் எக்ஸசைஸ் வந்து மேமே சொல்லி கொடுக்குறேன்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. லைக் யூ கேன் அப்ரோச் ஹர் அட் எனி டைம். அண்ட் ஆடியன்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு வந்து கூகுள் ஃபார்ம் லிங்க் கொடுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கும். அதில் வந்து நீங்கள் வந்து சர்டிஃபிகேட்டுக்கு வந்து ஃபில் பண்ணிடுங்க. And I also thank our founder, Dr. Arun Kumarana, who made this event to happen. And I thank our IFPWD team, 4 members, who worked hard for executing this event successfully. எல்லாருக்கும் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப தேங்க்ஸ். அப்புறம் முக்கியமாக we thank the participants, everyone who registered and that. So thank you all viewers, subscribers, and please support us for the future events. And last but not least, we thank our sponsors, our pillars, Lapnostrans, Omega Computronics, SBRO, the Government Kitchen by Vishal, for providing the sponsors and being so generous to conduct the event. Thank you all, and we can end the session. Like audience, எல்லாரும் certificate க்கு fill பண்ண மறந்துடாதீங்க. Thank you all.